Welcome to the City Current Radio Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're always honored to bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference, empowering the good in our community, and also giving you a lot of valuable information you can use for your business and organization. Here to kick us off, we have Jason Poling. He's the CEO of Dominion Payroll Tennessee. He's also a City Current partner, so we appreciate all he does to power the good. Jason, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic, Jeremy. Appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. So let's give listeners a little bit of context, give some background for Dominion Payroll. Let's start there.
Absolutely. Well, Dominion Payroll helps a lot of small businesses here in our market in Nashville and several other cities that we have with their human capital management needs and helping them manage all the complexities around having team and employees and so forth. So we help people navigate that.
Talk about the scalability, because from small businesses all the way up to very large, give us an idea of scope.
Absolutely. So we serve anywhere from the very small business, to 1-2 employees, all the way up to several thousand employees. So we have a very scalable model. Our technology is very customizable depending on the size of the business. So obviously, if you have more employees, more team members, you may need more functions inside the system. And so we can kind of expand that out as you grow. So that really makes things very customizable. And so, if you're a small business, we're not hitting you with this very complex system with all the bells and whistles. It's kind of a very simple kind of start. And then if you need to add things like, applicant tracking to find employees or onboarding, when you bought a company and you're hiring a mass amount of people, then we can add that to it as well. So it just really depends on your growth trajectory, and we can kind of customize it as your business grows. So.
Well, we definitely all like to get paid. And so when you talk about payroll, that's a very important function for any business. And as you mentioned, you want to make it easy. And so talk about some of the key differentiators when you look at the technology, as you mentioned, customer service. Give us an idea of some of the things that really make you and your team stand out.
Absolutely. So, the number one thing, the way we stand out is our people, 100%. There's a lot of technologies out there. A lot of them do similar things, although, our technology is very, very easy to use, very, customizable, as I mentioned. But really what we try to do is we try not to give you a piece of technology and say, good luck, here's a video, which nobody wants. Our people have a wealth of experience in our industry, and we're kind of rowing the boat with you. So we'll get in and help you with your processes. You really don't go to school for payroll. So a lot of people are kind of business owners or maybe even HR managers or really don't know what to do around that. And so we've handled thousands and thousands of clients in different industries and so forth. So, our people kind of surround you and help you navigate the technology, but also help you with your processes, depending on, how big you are as far as a company, how many employees you have, what kind of industry you're in. So the key differentiator really is our people and the way we surround you and help you be in the boat with you.
One of the other things that really has been special about you and your team is the amount of workshops and seminars and just education that you're putting out. And obviously a big part of that is for your clients and your customers, but for the public as well. And so just trying to make sure that people are, knowledgeable about what's going on with a lot of the changes that are taking place. Talk about the importance of education, and then we'll dive into some of the major topics that are top of mind. So talk about just education overall.
Absolutely. Yeah. Education is so important. We like to give that away for free. Obviously, we like to educate our clients, and even if you're not our client, we like to educate. We feel like that's our mandate in our business. And so, we've put on a lot of webinars, especially during the COVID years when a lot of different changes were happening with PPP loans for small businesses and all these different types of tax credits were coming out. And it was very confusing, and it was hitting people very, very fast. And so we had to, pivot, I love that word, very quickly to be able to we had to educate ourselves first, but then we had to educate our clients and so forth, and also make tweaks to our system so we could handle all the new legislation that was coming out. So we did a lot of webinars. We did several webinars every single day for our clients and just anybody out there. We offered it for free. And we still do them to this day. We really found a lot of people had a lot of value out of those. And so we still make that a big part of our weekly kind of schedule around.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at some of the stats, since March of 2020, hosted 230 plus webinars covering the legislative updates and analysis, industry spotlights, HR guidance, client trainings and such, with over 16,000 participants. So to your point, a lot of education and racking up some big numbers in terms of attendance, but that goes to show that people are really seeking out that information. They want to know what's going on. This is really important. So being on the up and up is huge. And so for you and your team to be able to push that information out, make it digestible and understandable, extremely important. You mentioned the PPP and a lot of these acronyms. Give us some of the major trends and topics that have been top of mind really over the last 16 plus months with the pandemic and everything that's going on. So in your world, what are some of the hot topics and trends?
Absolutely. So the biggest thing, when they released the PPP loans and the forgiveness around that, there's a lot of, confusion around how that worked. And so, there was a lot of calculations that had to be done for the loan itself, and then also applying for the forgiveness of that. And so obviously we had to go in, our programmers had to go in and essentially rebuild a part of our system to be able to accommodate that. And so that was really one of the biggest things that we had to help with our clients, and then also the bankers of our clients as well. So that was one of the big things. The big thing that's really right now that we're doing a lot of webinars on and education around is hiring, trying to find people to work. That's become a challenge. The economy is still doing very, very well. So there's a huge demand for people and good people to work. And so we're doing a lot of education, around that. And then of course, remote work. I mean, remote work, as we all know, has become even more of a normalcy. And so educating around how do you manage a workforce remotely if you haven't done so before. We've had to do that here. So, how do you do that effectively and keep your culture? Those are the three big things that I think have really been the top of mind for our clients and us. So,
staying on that same thread, what are some of the tips or just some of the recommendations that kind of stand out in your mind related to those? And I think one of them you touched on is the fact that you're seeing employees ask and expect an opportunity to work remotely. And so whether that's, X amount of days per week or all the time in terms of hiring outside of your geographical area. But I think that becomes now an expectation for employees saying, hey, if I'm going to work for your company, I want to have the freedom and flexibility to work remotely if and when needed. And so I think that, to your point, is a major, major trend that's going to stay with us going forward. What's maybe a recommendation or just some of the other things that you kind of think are really good bits of advice to put out there?
Oh, absolutely. Well, the biggest thing around, at least for, I can talk for us, around remote work and trying to lead team members remotely, is frequency of communication is the biggest thing. We for example, one of our departments is our implementation department, which handles our new clients coming on board. This is a first impression of Dominion. Obviously, you want it to be good. And so that department literally meets every single day virtually in the morning and in the afternoon. And they kind of recap, they kind of have a little huddle in the morning. How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? What's the workload? Things of that nature. And then the afternoon, same thing. How did it go today? What did we accomplish? What were the challenges? And let's kind of help each other as a small group. We started doing, even when we weren't remote, we weren't meeting that frequently, but when we went completely remote, that was definitely something that helped a great deal. And so I would recommend more frequent communication. Doesn't have to be a long period of time, but it can, it definitely helps to kind of have those periodic check-ins. No question about it on that.
Yeah, I think that is one of the pluses of the technology in terms of where we are today is the normalization of Zoom, Teams, whatever you use, being able to check in, frequently and have that face-to-face contact is really important. But it also too now really puts the prestige on the face-to-face when you're able to do that, because now that becomes even more important, knowing that, hey, we're here in person for this specific reason. This is a very important. Otherwise, we can just jump on, a quick video conference. And so I just think there's really now powerful ways to leverage the technology and the in-person that we can all take advantage of, and even having the remote workforce on top of that. So carry that forward on your end in terms of what has your attention over the next 12 months when you look at Dominion Payroll, what's going on, what are some of the things that put a smile on your face for where you're headed?
Oh, absolutely. Well, of course, we're growing rapidly right now, which is always exciting. You always want to grow, and we're growing by, obviously serving more clients. But in Nashville, I know is just such a huge growing city here in Tennessee. In general, is just so many people moving here. Which is fantastic. And so that means more businesses. And so that opportunity is just really excites me a lot about that. And then, of course, additional services that we're constantly adding to our portfolio is just a huge thing as well. So, those things definitely excite me. And definitely, of course, being able to grow our team as well, seeing our team grow, and a lot of them go into leadership. And so, we have a leadership track here, and we do lessons around leadership to teach them how to lead teams. That's really exciting. So when you're growing, you're bringing more clients, and you're allowed to grow your team and hire more people too, and see them grow. So that's really rewarding for me.
Yeah, I think that's a great talent attraction, development, and retention strategy in and of itself is the leadership training. Talk about community investment, community involvement, volunteerism, and working with nonprofits, because I know that's another one that's near and dear to your heart.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we definitely encourage all of our employees to take at least 16 hours of company time to go volunteer, which is just fantastic. A lot of our team members choose things that they're passionate about, but we also offer every month we offer at least 2 opportunities that the company kind of seeks out and just says, hey, here, this is available. Why don't we get a couple teammates and go out there and have some fun and serve the community? So we have a real a conscious effort to do that. We think that's very important, and it's one of our core values here at Dominion as well. We're living in the community. We're a local business. We definitely want to support the community any way we can. So that's.
Give me 1 or 2 of your just favorite experiences or nonprofits to work with. What are a couple that put a smile on your face in terms of experiences and partnering with them?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So one of the ones that's near and dear to our heart is the Speak Up 5K, the CKG Foundation. One of my business partners founded that, and it's around teenage mental health, and it's just all of our Dominion offices participate in a Speak Up 5K, which is in September this year. And it's actually been a virtual one in the satellite offices too. And that's just been a great thing to be able to get a lot of the high school students and middle school students involved in the 5K. It's just kind of a fun run. It's so much fun. And so, our team members here get their kids involved, and they get their high school friends and involved in it as well. And they make signs and, spraying people with silly string as they're running by. So it's just a lot of fun. One that we've been involved in the past. Stronger Than My Father is another one that we've been involved in. Marcus Manise runs that organization, and just a fantastic guy. We've done a golf tournament there and helped them stuff backpacks for their kids, and it's just that's rewarding as well. So we just try to get and especially if our clients are nonprofits, we obviously try to get involved involved with that, to invest some time there. So it's just those opportunities are just so much fun.
For you as CEO, what would your words of encouragement be to other CEOs for getting involved in the community, allowing their team to volunteer? What would your words of encouragement be for them?
Oh, it just helps, not only does giving your time really help with your culture, bring you together as a company. That's just a huge takeaway from it. It makes you feel good too, of course. I mean, that's just a great thing. And plus you're doing a great thing in the community, great thing for other people, in supporting them. So I encourage all businesses, all CEOs to rally around, something that may be near and dear to their heart, and may coincide with their core values, but also get behind what your team members want to get around. If there's something a team member is passionate about, rally the troops and get around that, because that's just really it definitely has an amazing thing for your culture when you do that. So
we'll wrap up with contact information. Where do we go to learn more about Dominion Payroll Tennessee? Website, social media, phone numbers, where would you direct us?
Absolutely. Social media is, the website, www.dominionpayroll.com. That's the easiest way to get a hold of us. We're here all the time, pretty much. Everybody needs to get paid, so we're here
24/7. We're here to
24/7.
We're here to make sure you get paid. That's like the good tagline right there. I like that.
Absolutely.
Well, Jason, greatly appreciate all you and your team do. Thank you for being cityCURRENT partners as well. Thank you for coming on the show.
Absolutely, Jeremy. Appreciate it. Thank you.